Welcome back to another Terps Esports broadcast. My name is Blake.
And I'm Adam. Tonight in the studio, we're joined by the Terps League of Legends Premier Team for an exciting match.
But before we get into the action, in case you've never played, here's a quick rundown of League of Legends.
League is a multiplayer online battle arena, or MOBA for short. Each player chooses their own champion with unique abilities. Victory is achieved by fighting through the opposing team's turrets and destroying their nexus.
Now it's time to introduce you to the stars of the Terps League of Legends Premier Team, with some fun facts about them. First up, we have our support, Hectic. He loves to read philosophy and horror books.
Next up, we have Lyrex, our bottom. He is currently working on a PhD in electrical engineering.
Now we have Zero Domain in the mid lane, who is addicted to gacha games.
That's right. And then next up, we have Braun, our jungler, whose fun fact is that he has a twin brother.
Now we have Euphonia, our top laner. His favorite video game is Omori.
The Terps are currently competing in the NECC Division 1 Nationals Tournament. Tonight, they'll be playing in a high-stakes best-of-1 against Mizzou Esports.
This is an elimination match, so the winner will move on for a chance to qualify for a LAN, and the loser goes home.
Tonight, for our pre-show, we'll be playing the League of Legends guessing game LoL with our support Hectic. We'll be back shortly. Alright, we're joined by Hectic. How confident are you in today's LoL?
I'm pretty confident, yeah.
Have you done this before?
With LoL in general?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done LoL
Okay,
in general.
cool.
Yeah.
So first, we're going to start off with you guessing today's League of Legends champion. Do you have anyone that you just want to put in mind?
I'll go ahead and put Alistar. I just played. Wait, what the heck? I just put.
Yeah.
I just played him. Okay.
Alright, so we're starting off. We have some clues here. We have his resource, the resource type of the champion is mana, and they're melee.
Right. Okay. I can just like keep saying.
Yeah.
I think. Mari.
Okay, so now we know the gender,
Female.
and we also know that the region is Ionia.
Irelia. Irelia's from Ionia for sure, right?
Alright, so putting a lot of that together, that's a good guess, but now we have to, my advice would be maybe look at the lane that they're supposed to be in.
That's.
So we don't know the lane yet, but we know that it's not support, middle, or top.
Let's go and put Vel left.
Okay, so we're getting there now.
Female jungle. Melee. Vi.
Alright, that's another great guess. But now, I guess my hint would be to look at the release year.
Oh, I don't know too much about that, but yeah, that's crazy. I didn't play League way back then. Sejuani. I think I was just like named female.
I believe the champion is a bit newer, but not so new.
Okay, not too new. Fire's pretty new, right? Not too new. Cool. What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, we're getting there. So it's older than 2023.
I don't even know. What do I guess already?
Do you want me to help you with the first letter?
Yeah, sure.
So the first letter is L.
L.
If you type it, you'll be able to see all the.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
There we go.
For sure, Lillian, right? Okay.
All right. Nice job. And I
Well.
believe we have time for one more.
Okay.
So, do you want to do a quote, ability,
Whatever's fine.
emoji, or a splash art?
We can do whatever. A quote is fine.
Okay. So this quote is, "My axe is thirsty."
Draven? Draven has accent. What else has Olaf?
All right.
Okay.
Nice job.
There we go.
All right. So I believe we could do one last one. How about we do the emoji? Okay. So think about spin champions.
Fucking spin. Garen?
Awesome.
Okay. Let's
So
go.
that's it for today's Lodal, and we'll see you in draft.
All right.
All right.
Right.
I'm Greg, also known as Sind, and I'm an initiator player for the Valorant Premier Team.
I'm Kazu, and I go by NJV, and I'm the coach for the team.
I'm Richard, and I go by Pickle Richard, and I'm the duelist player.
Pretty fun. I definitely liked all the guys I was playing with. It's fun to get in the server with them. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a challenge balancing it with other things, but
Yeah,
it's definitely something that I enjoy doing a lot.
yeah, making like all the friends that we made through this team, so it really makes me happy. So it's like really awesome that we did this.
Yeah, I think I had really fun times on this team. I played well every single game.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I think my favorite moment was map 5. I think that was a really fun match.
The
Yeah.
grand finals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that
the
was
grand
fun.
final. Yeah.
Remember what map it was?
I don't remember that.
Sunset.
Well.
Oh, it was Sunset. Yeah,
Sunset.
Yeah.
And you played Raze.
Yeah, I played Raze.
Yeah, no, that map was really intense. Like, it was super, super hard. The pressure was definitely on. Like, it was super late at night. It was like midnight or
It
something.
was very late. It was really late.
1 a.m. or
Like, my favorite one was probably the first match of the season.
Oh yeah.
First time in the studio together.
Oh,
That
in the
was fun.
studio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. It
That
was
was
like
fun.
fun seeing all the Academy boys in the studio. So that was sick. Yeah.
My personal goal is I think I'm gonna try to hit Radiant this season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can. It's,
Yeah.
I think it's definitely to win Big Ten right now, and then place top 8 in CVAL. That's our goal.
Top 8 CVAL.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Ten is definitely the thing I'm most interested in seeing.
Mhm.
I'm not flying out, but hopefully, or the boys do well over
Hopefully
it.
we win.
Where is it?
I-
OSU? Ohio
Yeah,
State?
in Ohio.
Ohio.
I promise at least second place.
At least
At least
second place? I think we can win it.
I think we can win it too.
I think we can.
We got
win
to
Big
be
Ten.
humble.
Everyone, yeah, we just don't, we can't get complacent.
Can't get
Yeah,
complacent. Never that.
That's a good one.
Go ahead.
Honestly, like unironically, I think Kazu is a very fun person to have in the program as like an emotional leader. Even though he doesn't always sometimes things can get a little disorganized with Kazu at the helm.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
for as much flack as we give him for being terrible at the game, he's actually
Yeah, if you watch our
He's
games
actually a very
while I play, you'll be surprised. Like, I hear House is guy my coach a lot.
Yeah.
Like a weird amount of time.
but I think Kazu's a great addition for him. I love that.
Yeah, I love
He's
how
great.
You love Valorant.
he's very wholesome.
He is very awesome.
Wholesome.
Yeah.
He's
He's-
very- remember that.
I'm ready to remember that.
Yeah, and his timeouts have improved a lot too. As someone who's seen him coach over the last like 2.5 years.
Yeah, I
Your
coached
old
him for a while.
timeouts were
Yeah, that was when I was
great.
a little baby boy coach.
Yeah, but
Baby
now
coach.
you've improved a lot.
Yeah.
I really like having you as coach.
Thank you, Gregory. Wow, this is great. Do this more often.
That's the most praise you've ever heard.
He got an ego boost for free today.
That was awesome.
All right, we are back. We are in the draft currently.
Yeah, can't wait to see what's been going on. I think we're coming in a little bit late to this draft, but should be some exciting picks.
Yeah, so first we see on Mizzou's side that Gwen and Syndra and Ash were all taken. and the Terps locked in Gragas, Jin, and Jarvan.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see, I guess, if that Gragas goes mid or top. My guess is top lane, but I've seen mid Gragas plenty of times too, even support. So it's a good flex pick from the Terps. I don't think Mizzou really has an idea where he's going yet either.
Yeah, and just going off the bans right now, it looks like since Terps didn't pick support, since both supports haven't been picked, it looks like the Terps are banning Mizzou support choices. Braum is a good ban here. And Mizzou is trying to ban mid lane since mid lane wasn't picked on the Terp side. So they banned Orianna.
Yeah, I think that Braum ban, especially from the Terps, is really good. The way they've drafted so far, they have somewhat of an engaged comp with Jarvan and Gragas. That's where Braum shines at shutting down those kind of engaged comps. So a really on-theme ban from the Terps.
Yeah, and it's important they got rid of that Braum, especially with Ashe on Mizzou's side. And they also decided to get rid of Wukong, a very strong close-up jungler that could potentially counter the Terps' combos. So it's great that they got rid of Wukong. We'll just have to see what Mizzou is thinking here as they do their final ban, and then we'll be able to see the next two lock-ins.
Silas is going to be banned. That's one of Zero Domain's best champions, so certainly a fair ban from Mizzou.
Yeah, a great ban. We've seen Zero Domain earlier in the season, very dominant on that Silas, so getting rid of that for the Terps and their one game that they have tonight is that's a very powerful statement coming from Mizzou.
They are scared of the Zero Domain Silas.
I would be too. And here we have Zero Domain
On Akali.
going Akali. I overheard him a bit in the studio discussing this. He said if they happen to pick Syndra, he would be countering it with Akali. So it looks like that's what happened here. Apparently he believes this is best counter to the Syndra.
I think it's a pretty good matchup. Syndra, the only way to really get away from Akali is with that E stun. And if she misses that, it's over. There's no getting away.
That's a great point. And Mizzou is also going to lock in Sejuani as the jungle.
Okay, so there's a lot of slows for Mizzou and a lot of CC in general that Terps are going to have to be pretty cautious of. There's a lot of pick potential as well. They have Syndra, Ashe, and Sejuani. All three of those champions with long-range stuns that are really, really important to dodge or cleanse. And Seraphine, another long-range stun available for Mizzou.
Yeah, this is going to be a really poke-heavy team coming from Mizzou, but also having that Gwen, just the Gwen and Sejuani comp just being the front line, it could be very powerful for them. We'll have to see what the Terps pick here, but I believe they're just going to have to pick support here.
And I want to note that the Seraphine pick actually fulfills two really important roles in this team comp. One, it offers another way to get picks and catch someone out. But two, it's a really good anti-engaged champion. If the Terps try to engage onto Mizzou Esports, then that Seraphine R is going to screw them up pretty bad.
Yeah, and the Ashe combo only just makes it even stronger. So the Terps, Hectic will be going Pike, and they have a nice engaged comp here, and also a very mobile comp. So having that Pike and Jin, they'll be doing a lot of damage, but they have to make sure they stay out of range of Seraphine and Ashe, because Seraphine and Ashe have a great synergy where there's slows, and then that leads into roots and stuns from Seraphine. So they'll have to make sure to be careful of that specifically.
Yeah, there's a lot of individual champion synergies with Seraphine on the side of Mizzou. Every single champion actually has a slow or a root that Seraphine can chain her E off of and get that extra CC. So it's a pretty dangerous last pick Seraphine. I will say this bot lane matchup is certainly in favor of the Terps early game. It's really threatening Jin Pike, but late game they get outscaled really hard. I think something they're gonna have to be cautious about.
Yeah, that's totally true. And what I'm thinking about right now is just if I know the Pike has the better ability to roam towards grubs to get the early grubs. So I wonder if that's what's going to happen in this game. If he's going to be a support that's roaming out of lane and getting picks around the map constantly, or if he's going to want to try just focusing on the lane. But personally, I see him going around the map once the new laning thing detection
Yeah.
once that ends.
Yeah, I agree, especially with Jarvan, another really strong early game ganking jungler. It's going to be really easy for Pyke and Jarvan to kind of roam around the map and make some plays happen. But and I think they have to make plays happen this game. They think this team comp is pretty outscaled, so it's going to require some finesse to get by, but they can do it.
Yeah, and I guess one matchup I haven't really, we both haven't really discussed was the Gragas Gwen matchup.
True, I don't actually know too much about that.
Yeah, it's not something I see often when I play, but just knowing based off the history I have with Gwen, I know she is insane into tanks. So Gragas is a bit tanky, but at the same time, he also has the ability to get away from Gwen a bit easier with the knock up and then dashing out.
Yeah, I think Gragas doesn't really have to interact with Gwen at all this lane. Once you get some mana items, you can just Q the wave, E away whenever Gwen tries to E in on him, and
yeah,
just kind
so
of handshake.
I guess what I'm predicting is Gragas would. I feel like Gwen is going to push into the Gragas a lot, but then Gragas would probably use his barrels for wave clear and whatnot.
One funny thing we could see this game as well is a bit of an anti-synergy with Jarvan and Gragas, where Jarvan ults, traps some people in the Cataclysm, and then Gragas clicks ult and knocks them all out.
Yeah. Well,
So hopefully we don't see that, but
do you think it'll work out better if they do it the reverse way, where Gragas ults all of them together and then Jarvan ults to keep them all together?
that is a possibility for sure. I think that's a bit harder to pull off.
Yeah.
If it was
you have
me
to
on
be-
Gragas, I'd be knocking them out of Jarvan's ult. Let's just say that.
Yeah, you have to be very precise with that, and the timing has to be also very accurate. I'm just really excited to see Zero Domain on Akali, especially roaming bot lane, getting some nice picks there. I don't really see how they're gonna control the Akali other than Sejuani, like the Sejuani stuns and knockups, and then if Syndra happens to hit the E combo.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Terps game plan actually is going to revolve around the Akali this game. They don't really have another good way to get onto the enemy backline. I mean, without just getting CC to death like as Jarvan or Gragas.
I feel like where the Terps lack, however, is in their I feel like in their AoE damage other than Gragas and somewhat of Jarvan. They're more single target focused, so they're going to have to be able to play for picks and make sure people are separated from Mizzou, the rest of that team. And also, if the Terps happen to lose the inhibitor, I'm just thinking about these champions. It might take like a bit longer to get rid of
there's
the super minions.
Not too much wave clear.
Yeah.
going on.
So we heard, we saw in chat someone said who drafted this. This was done by 2 professional collegiate teams. So
Yeah, it sure was. I'm a bit worried for the Terps as well about how they're going to deal with this Gwen in the later stages of the game. I think even if they can successfully assassinate the Syndra and the Akali, the Syndra and the Ashe,
yeah,
the Gwen might just kind of run amok after that. I don't really see. They don't have much sustained DPS. Jhin is more of a burst AD carry. Akali's a burst champion. Pyke's a burst champion. So there's no really sustained DPS for this Gwen. I'm worried she's going to run away with the game, honestly.
yeah. I think the best case in team fights for the Terps is Akali gets them all low through the burst damage, and Pyke cleans up with ult, and then Gragas and Jarvan peeling, and Jhin also has Collector getting executes. The worst case is that I could think of is Sejuani probably ults Akali, and then it leads to no one being able to get onto the Ashe except Pyke, but Pyke might also get zoned out by maybe Seraphine ult. So that's my worst case for them.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough to execute the Terps playing around all this CC that Mizzou Esports has drafted on their team. But I'm sure that they can do it. And this game, just to remind everyone at home, this game decides who continues in the tournament and who goes home. So this is super important. Both teams are going to be playing at 100%.
Oh, and Mizu's going to do a bot lane bush cheese here. They're all lined up, ready to get a nice pick here, but they know that the Terps aren't there. The Terps instead chose to do a basic 5-point. That was a good attempt from Mizu to try getting the early kill, but I guess it's not going to happen today.
Yeah.
Oh, we might be able to see Hike get someone, but nope, it's a bit too early on that hook. Okay, now he's just gonna get poked out a bit.
Was that a little first strike gold for the Syndra? She's happy about that.
I believe this is Hectek's other account. So, Karoku Wuguri.
We're
I
just
may
gonna say
refer to
Hectic.
them as Hectek.
Yeah,
But
I think
that's
we'll
who I'm
just say
referring to.
Hectic. I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
All right, we can see that Jarvan is starting top. Both junglers are starting top side, so we could see the first ganks happening either mid or bot lane. Unless Jarvan could decide to get an early gank on the Gwen, but that might be a bit risky.
Yeah, I'm not really sure I'm not sure they have kill pressure against this Gwen super early, but she has no flash. She's running teleport and ignite. So, limited escape options for the Gwen if she does get ganked.
In bot lane, Inferno's been getting poked out. I assume they might have got hooked and then got hit a lot by the Jhin. But they still have their exhaust, so nothing crazy broke out. It was just a lot of poke from the Terps onto Mizzou's bot lane. Pike's
Yeah,
gonna,
I mean, look at the zoning
Yeah.
from Pike in this bush. Mizu's bot lane just can't even walk up to get XP even.
Oh, we see Braun going for a gank in the mid lane. Cinta was pushed up a bit. He gets a nice slow, but here's Sejuani for the counter gank. Braun is losing HP pretty fast. He's going to get first blood, but Zero Domain is about to get the cleanup here. He's able to get the second kill of the game. Has double buff. Not the worst case for Zero Domain in this instance.
Yeah, I mean, it's a one-for-one trade, and Akali getting these kills is a lot more impactful than Sejuani, so I'd say it's overall pretty positive for the
Yeah.
Terps.
The only way it could go wrong is if that was if Mizzou gets feats of strength, or feats of warfare. We see Apex playing a bit aggressive in the top lane. They know they can beat Gragas early. Euphonia is trying to play it safe. Those hits from Gwen's Q is very impactful in the early stage of these games, especially if you're Gragas. You can't really get close to the minions or else you're going to risk losing a big majority of your health bar. We're still seeing a lot of pressure from Lyrex and Hectek in this bot lane here. What do you think Euphonia has to do in this instance? Do you think he should just be wave clearing, or should he potentially be trying to set up a gank?
I don't think he should be interacting with the Gwen right now. I mean, he knows that Jarvan is on the other side of the map, and Gwen has Ignite, so I don't really think he's going to win 1v1s.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, I'd like to note that Gragas started Sapphire Crystal for the mana, like I was talking
Yeah.
about. I don't think he wants to interact with Gwen at all.
That's a smart decision because he's going to be spamming those barrels constantly, so he's going to want to get as much, start off with as much mana as possible.
Braun is lurking for another gank on the Syndra, but it's not going to find anything, unfortunately.
Oh, but we see Euphonia is out of mana, so now he's probably going to have to back and then TP the lane.
Yeah, and when he TP's back, I am thinking we're going to see a Tear of the Goddess, and he's never going to run out of mana again.
Oh, he started with Lost Chapter, so
Oh,
that's also a great way to sustain mana.
indeed.
He might not actually be going the tier item, or maybe he's waiting to get it.
They both use Lost Chapter. Actually, interestingly enough, I would have maybe expected a tier and then some components for a lot of ages, but I'm not really sure what build Gragas is going to go. Maybe he's going to go for a more full damage build.
Yeah, I feel like the team is relying on just the burst damage, so we could just see something like, just something that bursts. Braun is going to get this dragon here. He's getting it pretty easily.
Yeah, I don't think Mizu's able to contest the pressure generated from the Terps spot lane right now.
But we did see the Hawk shot from Ash come out, so they might have. I think it just missed the dragon. Maybe it was on the edge.
Even if they saw it, I don't think there's much they can do.
Yeah, they might have seen it, but they probably they wouldn't want to walk up for this one.
The Terps are going to be playing a very early game focused team comp here.
Oh, Euphoria is going in with a nice engage. Ooh, the flash and the ultimate from Euphonia. Nice way to escape the Gwen, who also used their ultimate.
Yeah, and the Gragas is a lot more sustained than Gwen. He has refill pots, cookies, and his passive. So Gwen is going to have to leave this lane pretty soon.
He's going to push up. He did ward to see if he could catch out the Gwen backing, but Gwen was in the other bush.
Yeah, unfortunately, no one else on the Terps is on this side of the map. Euphony is a bit of a lone wolf right now, so no dive is going to happen, I don't believe.
Oh. Zinto saw that
Could burn Singe's
gank coming.
flash there. That's really big. I'm expecting a repeat gank.
Yeah. And Pike is, I mean, if Pike gets a nice hook from like Raptors or something, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. He's going to go back to the bot lane here. And the first 3 grubs will be going to the Terps.
Yeah, that's going to be 2 objectives secured for that feat of strength. Only 1 more until they get it.
The Terps are starting off strong here. They already have 2 epic monster objectives, and I mean they're doing great in gold. I mean they're a bit behind in gold, but they're not far behind.
Yet it's still a relatively even game here. In terms of objectives, the Terps are pulling ahead, but this is anyone's game.
Ooh. We still see a lot of pressure that this Hectic has. He's trying to get the like just get any hook he can just to scare them off. But Apex here looking to push this wave. They have their 4 charges for Gwen.
Sejuani is in the topside river. Euphony is going to have to be careful here.
Another gank onto Cinto. Hectic has these nice roams where he can just be able to go mid and then back bot. So it's working out for him, but unfortunately he's not able to really get anything. Cinto is constantly looking out for these ganks.
Yeah, you're right. Hectic is really just roaming right between mid and bot constantly, pressuring both lanes at the same time. I think it's really impactful this game. There's a 10 CS deficit for the Syndra in mid lane.
We could see a big engage coming up in the bot lane. Maybe not, because we'll have to wait till Mizzou's bot lane is pushed up a bit. In the mid lane, we had a nice Jarvan ult onto Cinto, and Zero Domain is able to pick up the kill onto Cinto.
Yeah, Syndra's caught in a cataclysm with no flash.
Yeah, they knew the flash was down. They kept them there. There's no escape. Both bot lane and top lane are pushing into the Terps. Jarvan is looking to take Kietz's red buff here.
And I don't believe they're any the wiser.
Oh, he might see them at Raptors, but he's just gonna get away. It's a bit of a back and forth in the bot lane. Nothing too much has happened, but we are able to see Hectic. He's still able to apply pressure just by going into just by swimming
staying
around.
out of vision. Just the fact that you don't see Pike leaves you a lot to worry about.
Apex is playing it very slowly as well. They're waiting for that perfect moment where they could do an all-in combo on the Gragas. At the same time, Euphonia will be able to disengage with his ultimate. So I feel like that's kind of what makes it even in the top lane right now. Euphonia got his mana item to sustain for the farm, and now it's just he's trying to catch up to the farm. He's not quite there yet, but it's these baby steps that matter.
Yeah, Euphonia also bought an Aether Wisp. I'm not actually sure what he's building into now. Is it Lost Chapter into like Cosmic Drive or Lichbane first item?
Yeah, that's
I
very
haven't seen that
possible.
before, but it could be good.
Movement speed on Gragas is generally great because, as you can see here, he can just go in. He also has phase rush, so it's a nice in and out combo that he could do. Even though Gwen has mobility where she could dash after him, he's able to get that initial burst of speed and get out much quicker.
Indeed, I'm a bit disappointed we haven't seen more action in the bot lane this game. But Pike's been doing his job mid lane instead.
Applying a lot of pressure both bot and mid. Hectic's been able to just be in 2 lanes at once this whole game.
We're going to see both teams posturing. They want to fight this Infernal Drake. So Juani's getting caught out.
A nice ultimate from Inferno. Able to stop the Terps for a bit, but Kietz did not last long there as they got out. And this Infernal Drag is quickly going to go to the Terps.
Yeah, you see both the mid and bot laners on the side of Mizzou who are just stuck under their turrets farming waves. There's just too much pressure from these crashing waves.
They might even look for a tower dive here if Pike is able to get a nice hook.
Yeah,
with
they
the
certainly
wave
could.
crashing here. But it's a bit risky as the towers do a lot of damage early. He's just going to get a bit of a poke and leave. But, ooh, a nice root on Seraphine. They can't do much since they don't have a wave to fight under tower.
Yeah, no Pike
it would be a
ultimate
bit risky.
available either. It makes it a little bit scary.
So I also noticed that that was feats of strength for the Terps. They got 3 kills and 3 jungle objectives. So now they'll be able to upgrade their boots.
Yep.
A very strong start for them. This is a very fast okay. So Mizzou's gonna take the other grubs, but before this, the Terps have been all over the jungle, pretty much cleaning everything the moment it spawned.
Mm-hmm. And both teams only are going to have 3 grubs here. So neither of them are going to get the extra Void Grub passive when they hit turrets, which is really what you are aiming for when you want to take the Void Grubs. The Terps have 2 dragons. They're putting the game on a timer where Mizzou has to be able to stand up to them within these next 2 dragon spawns, or else the Terps are going to get soul, and it's pretty much game over from that point.
Yeah, once the laning phase ends for the Terps here, it's just a matter of time of how quick they can group up and end the game.
See Pike and Jarvan lurking in this bot lane. They're just going to hold the wave for Lyrax, though.
All right, so
Looking to
we can
cancel
see Hectic
backs.
doesn't hit the hook, but he's still. There's so many minions that that Prefect is losing here.
He's just wasting their time. And now they have a frozen wave in the bot lane if they choose to freeze it. Or they can crash it into the turret and try to get a plate.
Also, this is the first time I've seen Gragas pushed up all game. So, Euphania is able to. I mean, he's caught up a lot on CS. We even see Braun a bit behind CS, but he's been focusing on trying to take Kietz's jungle a lot.
Yeah, and despite the objective lead for the Terps, they're only around 500 gold ahead. So this is still a really close game. And Mizzou's comp skills considerably better.
Yeah, Euphonia just able to outpoke Apex here for a bit. It's a bit of an even trade, but Euphonia just has a bit more strength now. By being able, we see a nice.
He's gonna have to cleanse the.
Yeah, that was a great
crystal
cleanse.
there.
Great cleanse from Lyrax as the Ash Arrow is now down. Oh, okay, we saw a hook from Hectic, but Kiet's just gonna walk out of that one.
I think we might see not a ton of action going on again until this next dragon. The Terps want to stack the dragons quick before Mizzou's comp scales enough to be able to contest them. Zero Domain going in on Syndra. That's she
Yeah,
got
Zero
one shot.
Domain is fair. Like the Storm Surge with the Magic Pen boots. It's just he's so far ahead right now that Syndra does not have a chance unless they're able to keep the range on him, which is
Syndra
very
has
hard.
flash available too, but just couldn't react in time.
Hectic's going in here. He's gonna get an. He's gonna start off with a stun. It doesn't hit, but lead into the hook. He hooks,
Hooks out of the Cataclysm.
and then Hectic dies to Prefects here. Yeah, that was a great Seraphine ult, and then just allowed Kies to come in and follow up.
Yeah, that was just a little bit of miscommunication, I think, with that Jarvan ult and the Pike hook.
I think
Yeah,
even though
unfortunately.
she was still kind of trapped in the area. I mean, it looked like Prefects flashed, I believe. So I think just the follow up from Kietz was the power that the bot lane needed to be able to get those 2 kills.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Jin using his curtain call at the start of that fight was a good idea either. It's so easily blocked. If he walks up into auto range,
Yeah, and he
or
does
Q
have,
range, it's a lot easier to bounce onto the Ashe and get that first kill.
Mhm.
And from there, the fight is over.
and he does have that Infinity Edge, so maybe those auto attacks might have had a better chance of doing more damage, especially the last one, just to quickly clean up the fight.
Jin's gonna go Infinity Edge first item actually. That's interesting, but I can see it. Mizzou's gonna be pretty tanky, so Collector, Jin's normal first item, isn't gonna have as much value. I think he just wants the power into having LDR and Infinity Edge as soon as possible.
Alright, Zero Domain is going to pick up this blue buff. It's very crucial that Zero Domain always has enough energy to do their combos. We're going to see Braun go over the wall. Does not have ult. We saw Cinto flash out of that, so they did get rid of Syndra flash.
Mountain Drake is spawning, and the Terps have pretty good vision control over this objective. It's going to be difficult for Mizzou to walk in, but looks like they want to this time.
Yeah, and everyone on that's playing here has ults up, except I think Jarvan's ult is up. It's hard to tell.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so Hectic's just going to try making sure that they can't get over the wall so easily.
Look at Zero Domain on that flank. They have no idea he's there. Oh,
Oh,
they know now.
They do.
He's going to get stunned
Oh,
twice,
he's just getting
but
CC'd so much. Has to flash away
flashes
from
out,
the
he's
Syndra.
alive. Encore's going to hit 3.
Oh, nice Gragas ult to get Syndra out of the fight. Was not so impactful other than that, but
A
I
lot
mean,
of ultimates and summoner spells burned.
so the Terps are going to have to recall here. They have eyes on Braun. Hectic's able to get Sejuani away from Braun, but looks like they're not going to be able to get this dragon. So they're just going to give the first mountain drag to Mizzou.
Yeah, that's pretty rough for the Terps. I know they really wanted to be on Soul Point this game. But unfortunately,
Oh, we could see Zero Domain do a bit of damage here.
it's looking.
Unable
Ults in on
to
the Seraphine.
outsmite the dragon, but trying to get a pick just in and out. Luckily, he had ultimate still, so he could get out of that fight, or else it might have been a bit doomed for him. The Apex is... Nope, Apex just going to get out as well. That's the thing with some of these champs that Mizzou locked in. They have nice... Even though it's not great disengage, they still have some really nice ways to keep UMD off of them.
Yeah, I think with the Terps not finding a pick there early into that fight, it just gets harder and harder the longer it takes. And that whole time, Gwen was pushing the top lane, so Terps were kind of on a timer before they had to return back to that top wave, or else the Gwen was just going to take that tier 2.
You might see them now fight for the Rift Herald as that is up. We see that Mizzou is also very cautious about this area, so they're going to try getting as much vision as they can before a fight erupts onto this Herald.
Yeah, look at Hectic just being a menace.
Yeah.
Walking around, queuing anyone he sees. Just trying to be the biggest disruptor. And
Okay. Euphonia has to watch out here as he's going to get flanked by Sejuani and Seraphine. I think he realizes
he's hiding in that bush.
he doesn't realize that they're coming after him. Now he sees them. He's going to have to flash out. He does have art.
Oh,
He's going to ult them
he's
away,
walking
but
towards his team.
didn't do much. But now, yeah.
Wow, what a great escape from Euphonia. And
Ooh.
Cataclysm is going to hit 2.
But at the same
Encore in
time,
response.
Seraphine did have redemption. Apex is going to fall here before they get the kill onto Hectic, giving him time to ult and execute the Apex. So that was a great turnaround from the Terps, even though Braun did face his doom. I mean, the Terps ended up with a great outcome.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what Braun wanted to happen, honestly. He's fine to go in, ult the carries, and then just die and let his team do the rest of the work.
Yeah, now being topside is very dangerous as both Voracious, Audicon, and the Rift Herald are up there. So that's going to be the two objectives to fight for at the moment. I don't think any team wants to start them as they don't want to be caught out attempting it. So they might want to get some picks first before attempting these objectives. I believe since Gragas has TP almost up, it would probably just be splitting bot this whole time.
Yeah, we're going to see Jin reset here. Oh, never mind. I lied. I think he's going to buy Lord Dominic's next item. So he's going to be able to do damage to that Sejuani.
I also like the way that Jin had his trap set up all in a straight line. It's a great way to if
Clear waves.
Yeah, clear waves, and also if someone were to engage on him while he's clearing the waves, they'd also get caught in one of those.
Yeah, I mean, I think it effectively allows him to reset, and where wave would ordinarily just push into his turret and crash, he'll just get it with the traps, which is really huge for keeping tempo up on the map. Over, Seraphine's just going to activate.
He has
I
like
thought
6
she
in
was
a
going
row
to just
there.
walk into all of them there.
How many is that currently? 5, and it was 6. That's the most. This is the most traps I've seen on the map.
Yeah, there they go.
This is also something to keep in mind. This is Voracious Autocon. It's not something you see very often, as it's you mostly see it in these competitive types of games because it's the way that the game is played out. It's easier to get Voracious Autocon, but normally you usually see the Ruinous Autocon.
Yeah, in your solo queue games, which are a fiesta at all times. This is a more controlled environment, less kills can happen.
Oh, and we saw a nice engage
Wow.
onto Inferno there. Inferno
What
had no
damage.
chance of getting out. They get his tower. They're going to go on to Kies. After this fight, they want to be able to get as much as they can from this fight because next up will be the objectives. Braun is getting caught out here. The Barrel is unable to
have to
save
leave.
him as Apex had the Shroud. And Zero Domain has the flash out.
Oh.
Syndra able to get the ultimate on Zero Domain. The Storm Surge finishes Syndra, Zero Domain off. That was a great engage from the Terps, but not as great of a follow-up that they wanted to have.
Yeah, it was a really great pick on the Seraphine, but I think they just got a little bit overexcited. Braun burned that Cataclysm pretty early and only caught the Sejuani. You can just Q right out of it. And after that, I think they really needed to just get out of there. But they pushed a little bit too far, pressed their luck, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, and I feel like they had to play that a bit slower, especially with if they all died, those objectives were definitely going to Mizzou. So they just gotta play a bit slower when they get these early picks, and just once they have that one pick, they could probably bait them towards the objective and then try getting another pick there.
Yeah, Terps are going to lose this second Mountain Drake, but it looks like they're going to try to trade for the Rift Herald and maybe the Otacon.
Yeah, so that Mountain Drake is just gonna make Sejuani a bit more tankier. They're looking to get this pick on Apex. Braun does not have ult. Apex wants to
Hectic.
get Hectic so badly. Hectic gonna die to the last tick of
Barely
Ignite.
dies.
Apex might actually get 3 here. Oh, nope.
Nope. He's going to land.
If they're able to sustain off Braun there, it was possible, but Sierra Domain's burst damage after that Zanya is just too much to last.
Yeah, I mean, and despite how close this game looks, it's a little bit less than a 1K gold lead for the Terps, even Dragons. I think it looks pretty bad for the Terps in their eyes right now. They need to keep things moving and end this game relatively quick. Otherwise, this Ashe, this Seraphine are going to be such a big problem in the late game. It's going to be so hard to kill anyone on Mizzou's team.
Euphony is just gonna stay in this bot lane. It's gonna, I guess he's been bot lane a lot, but he does have TP. We see
Ashe is going to burn Flash.
Ooh.
It's caught in the Cataclysm. It gets canceled.
that was a great ultimate from the Seraphine. Braun kind of trapped both him and Pyke in that, so Seraphine is able to get a nice encore and charm both of them. And it was a bit of like a nice counter engage that they have.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there with the Cataclysm. It caught the Ashe without her flash up, and then it just got canceled.
So that if Mizzou is able to get this Otacon, which looks like they are, this is a bit of a turnaround in the game state. Mizzou will end up being ahead just by having this extra power.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, the Seraphine is really showcasing her power in this game. It's pretty tough for the Terps to engage reliably when she has all her spells up. They're going to have to find a way to burn them or to catch her
Oh,
out.
Euphoria trying to get a nice ultimate combo there, but Cinta is able to flash away and not get knocked into them. So this is where we start heading into the late game, which is when Mizzou has their more power than the Terps. So the Terps are going to have to play this carefully and focus on potentially getting better picks. But we do see Zero Domain is still very powerful.
Wow.
The withdrawal from the Voracious Otacon comes into play, forcing Toe. But Zero Domain does still get some. Oh,
He's
Zero
going to
Domain.
get hit by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, though.
Yeah, Zero Domain got stunned there, but
Sejuani's here to follow up.
gave them, yeah, just enough time for Mizzou to come and follow up there.
Yeah, unfortunately, after the pick on the Syndra, didn't have anything to get away with. But a kill going to Seraphine is not the end of the world.
I guess now that Baron's up, that I feel like if Mizzou is able to get this Baron, that might be the best way they could close the game soon.
Yeah, you see the Terps are kind of just giving over this bot lane tier 2 in hopes to get a play on this Syndra, but she knows that they're there. She's going to play very cautiously.
So yeah, Mizzou's bot lane able to siege these towers. Apex was looking for the mid one, but they don't want to get caught out by the Terps.
Yeah, I mean, and you can really see how the tide of this game has shifted. Mizu's now able to just walk in, take Bronze Raptors like it's nothing. The tempo advantage has severely shifted in favor of Mizzou.
Oh, we could see a pick soon on Apex, but it looks like nah, I didn't.
They got
Nothing
away.
really happened. Apex just wants to get out of there with their dashes.
Yeah, I mean, and the Terps, I don't think they can be too eager to make a play here. Mizzou still has that recall from the Voracious Otacon.
They do still have a lot of pressure on the map, especially the way they're clearing Kietsu's jungle here. Kietsu is going to spot it. Actually, do they see them on the red? Not yet. Now they do. They might. There's going to be a smite battle here for the red, and Kietsu is able to get that. Yeah. Kiet's now looking for any potential engage they can have since Mizu's all in the area.
Yeah, I mean, and the Terps are not active or not in this mid lane to control this last wave before the dragon spawns.
We could see an ultimate go on to Lyrex here, and there it is, but it
Ooh,
misses.
just whiffs.
Lyrex
He
was
dodges
about
the
to
W
get out,
too.
and he is. So that was the engage from Mizu's down, but they're able to catch out.
Gragas instead.
Yeah, Euphonia got caught out a bit there,
was
and
looking for a re-engage.
the curtain call is coming out to get some damage. It hit a few of them. But,
Syndra.
ooh, a nice engage from Zero Domain to clean up that kill, but gets charmed by the Encore and just can't get out of that.
And Braun went down there too as well. I think he might have died fighting Gwen in the mid lane. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it seems possible. But this is going to be the third Mountain Drake for Mizzou. They're going to have Soul Point for the next dragon, and this is just going to make them even tankier.
Yeah, and you see a ping coming out there. It looks like they might be looking at this Baron as well.
Yeah,
20
they
seconds.
know
and still
Braun is
Braun's
down.
out.
He won't be able to get there in time if they have the right DPS on this. We could still see a... I mean, if Euphonia is able to TP in, they could have a way of... But there's no ward for him to TP to. So yeah, this is going very quickly to Mizzou. This could be one of the last objectives of the game.
Yeah, Terps are going to need a miracle after this one, I think.
Oh. Hectic was getting... He was trying to get vision on it, but they realized it was just being taken too fast.
Yeah, and now a 5k goal lead for Mizzou Esports, and they're on Soul Point with 3 Mountain Drakes, I should add, versus a team comp that really wants to deal some burst damage and pick one person.
Oh, a nice engage by Hectic, but he gets hit by the Sejuani ult. We do see the Seraphine Redemption come out. Zero Domain is in the back line, but is unable to do so much damage. It just gets CC'd and falls. They all happen to fall there.
Yeah, a really kind of disjointed team fight from the looks of it. I don't think the
It's all up
Terps-
to Lyrex to defend these last few towers. But it is a...
he doesn't
Baron
have the
siege.
trap set up.
Yeah. The next person on the Terps to respawn is Hectic, and he's up in 8 seconds. But at the same time, I don't think they'll be able to 2v4 this.
Yeah, I mean, Gwen's going to melt these turrets. If he can somehow kill the wave, there's a chance.
Ooh, these towers are falling very quickly. Even with just 3 grubs, the Gwen has a lot of power here with the Baron. And
Yeah. Nexus
it
is
looks
gonna
like
fall.
Mizzou will be taking victory and moving on in the tournament. Unfortunate for the Terps.
Yep, that's going to spell the end of the Terps NECC season. But they did a great job
Yeah,
getting to the Nationals tournament.
they were playing in Division 1, so they're
Mhm.
D1 athletes. That's something
Yeah.
not many people could say.
True.
But yeah, so